Durham completed an excellent LV County Championship victory, defeating Somerset by 48 runs on the final day of their match at the Emirates Durham International Cricket Ground. Both sides had hopes of winning this enthralling contest as the last morning began with Somerset on 96 for 2 in their pursuit of a target of 235, and under sunny skies it was the visitors who looked the most likely winners early on as James Hildreth and Craig Kieswetter put bat to ball to good effect. In this low-scoring contest, Kieswetter became the first and only player to reach a 50. He got to that mark with his 7th boundary, which came off his 73rd delivery, and it was becoming an innings of increasing importance as it developed. The keeper received valuable support from Hildreth in the first half an hour. Durham would have been hopeful of early wickets, but they were not forthcoming, as this pair took their partnership to the 3rd wicket to 56. A stand bettered only once in this match by Ben Stokes and Phil Mustard on the very first day. So the total stood at 130 for 2 with only 105 more needed when, crucially, Graham Onions made the most of Hildreth's decision to shoulder arms. The batsman was out for 27. That wicket then changed the nature of this game. In the next over, Joss Butler was trapped in front by Chris Rushworth to depart for a duck. And then, after the addition of only 3 more runs, Alex Barrow nicked Onions behind to leave Somerset on 134 for 5, now 101 runs away from their target. In 20 minutes, the game had swung back in Durham's favour, and they would have been home and hosed had Peter Trigo not got a fraction of his bat on this shot. To be fair to the remaining Somerset batsmen, it really was up to these two now to get their side as close to the winning line as possible, and briefly Trigo threatened with a couple of boundaries. He and Kieswetter needed to go on, although the latter was becalmed, scoring only 4 runs in an hour. Vitally, Callum Thorpe then had Trigo LBW for a dozen, and when Alfonso Thomas was out in the same way to Stokes, Somerset were relying almost solely on Kieswetter with a total now at 152 for 7. 5 wickets had fallen for 22 runs in 12 overs, and that meant that Kieswetter had to go it alone. He drilled Thorpe back over his head for a maximum. You could really sense the importance of his wicket now for the reaction when he was dropped by Scott Borthwick off Thorpe soon afterwards. Borthwick soon made amends, however, as Jamie Overton's edge flew to him to leave Somerset hanging on 161 for 8. 74 was still needed, and if anyone was going to get Somerset close now, it was Kieswetter, who decided to chance his arm. That approach carried him to 72, but he was then bowled by Stokes to just about confirm Durham's win. In fact, Durham should have finished things off straight away, but George Dockrell was spilled by Thorpe, and so they were made to wait for a short while by Somerset's last pair, with Steve Kirby getting into double figures. It was finally left to Rushworth to get the job done with his 8th wicket of the match, as Kirby drove him to Dale Benkenstein to give the host the ideal start to the season with a 48-run win. They took 21 points from the match to Somerset's 3. Durham now travel to the champions Warwickshire next week, while Somerset come up against some of their old boys as they head to South London to meet Graham Smith's Surrey.